Well, a man is recovering right now after he says someone attacked him last night in the Corpus Christi City Hall parking lot. Police responded to the call just after 11 to find a homeless man in his 20s cut on his wrist. The victim told police he knew the person who attacked him but refused to cooperate with them. Security footage from a nearby Stripes convenience store showed the attack, but police say the footage was just not clear enough to make out the suspect.
It does make it a little bit more difficult. We'd have to exhaust other resources such as camera footage, talk to witnesses if witnesses want to speak. Sometimes they don't want to talk.
And police say they took the victim to the hospital, but he will be okay. Meanwhile, they are still looking into what happened there.